Hello everyone, this is Abhishek speaking, and today in this presentation I have made a report translation from the assessment of the information security where college staff have provided their thoughts as a survey. Moving on the next slide, we have table of contents. We have a summary about our today's presentation where we'll discuss what is inside the assessment. We'll discuss four core system of a university and their sub contents. At the end of discussion about and we'll discuss about the recommendation that is needed to enhance the system in a better way. So in this presentation, all information was gathered from on campus and is basically for the ISAP plan. As it has mentioned, each system heading denotes different color to make it professional and clear to the audience. I have some also mentioned that the heat map which indicates the risk intensity from scale 1 to 5 and a color presentation and the severity level of the risk for the system. Red means high, green means low, and yellow means moderate level of risk. At the end of this presentation, we'll have a few tips for the improvement in our university system risk management and handling the protocol and the policies. So moving on next slides, we have user estimator and access control. By the survey with the different staff on the campus, results shows varieties of information which has different issues related to network security. Here we'll talk about what are the things university has done correctly and what are the things that require some changes. In the internal access control, they have strong administrator authorization for each user, where only the employees with a high level of position can only be able to access, but whenever the password is reset, all the user directed to same password, which will be the higher risk because anyone can access their account information. Backups are not done in a timely manner, and automatic generated password can be only found in PC rather than a different operating system. That will make the system complicated, and it is that's why it is in a moderated tricks. There is no proper guidance in the user system get blocked, which might be a problematic for the user who does not remember their password, often most directly to the old age group. As we can see in the right side of the maturity level of the risk is 3, which is moderated. It will not damage a lot, but affect the security system in a various way. So moving on the next slide on the operation management application and physical security. In this slide, we are talking about the operation management, where we'll discuss about information security operations. According to the university policy, the technically reviewed the security team's policy is 4 years of interval. In term of responsibilities, they have fair communication between their job position and monitoring data in weekly basis. Everyone has the responsibility defined and they know what needs to be done according to the university policy. This is good analysis in terms of security management. Same way for the campus management process, they have organized producers, which make staff known step-by-step methods so they can have knowledge about the problems and what they are doing in the system. University always also focus on the excellent documentation and report for the future use for a new hire staff. So the level of the risk of the system is 2 because only few things need to be covered up in the system. For monitoring the events occurs in university, it is important because there are many clients or users access the data in different places, which can lead us indirect risks in terms of technology. Phishing emails, water holding might affect the reputation and budget of the university. They do not have secure wide network within the university, which affects the system. We are seeing many attacks in our system due to a lack of poor network and access controls in log files. Log files are one of the more important factors in our network security because it helps to find the mistakes and we can go more depth of the reasoning. As we already know, the backup files data are not up to date, which might lead us to crash data or loses the data because of no backup has done properly. One of the main reasons for a high risk in the system is anyone can able to change or delete the files from the log data, which hampers the main security department team. So the risk level of the system is high and needs to have an immediate action to surpass the risk, as the maturity level for this risk is 4, which is really high risk. So talking about the application security risks, it's moderated because it can be solved, but it is time consuming to protect from any kind of malware through application software. University provides their own softwares, but staffs are not aware of downloading the external software, which might lead us to corrupt files. As I'm experienced working on an IT solution center in the university, these are one of the main cause students and staffs come up with. They helps malware penetrate in a university system. Though it is controlling, but time management and more manpower is needed to protect from the risks. As we can see, the maturity level of the risk severity is high, which is moderated. Even the database of the university are not handled properly to the correct employee and have no restriction for the staffs. For the physical security survey, the risk heat map indicates but a high moderated in this university because of the wide area network and a public networks are not protected. There are many students and staff uses the network, and a different malware can attack to the system, which can have a data loss to the university. Some way taking about the review policy for logs or recording, they do not have any implementation. They does not affect that much, but to control the risks, this thing should be in our mind as well, as this does not have a high risk, and it is bit above the moderated level containing 3.5 level. For the information security management, information technology governance, now we have reached the slide in the presentation that where we will talk about the information technology governance. Here, as each department has different role that needs to be fulfilled and work according to their position. But some of the security department roles are different, which can lead of confusion and heavy load to the staff, which can lead also in our loophole for the security risks. Though it has 2.5 in the maturity risk level of system, but this needs to be handled more properly than they used to have it. The another side we'll talk about is one of the important part of the system, where the risk severity test is 4.5. While sending the production, no test has been made, which can lead us to indirect risks. If something happens to the client system, then the university must cover all the loss of the client, which is high risk for any of the business or institutional company. As for the survey with the staff, there is no double checking or scanning of the software before handing to the customer. It might lead us to the higher possible risks where university does not want to face. As talking about the budget, university needs to allocate the possible budgets to risk management system in network and cybersecurity. University does not require any of the PCI DDS requirements for the risk management. It does not have that serious risk, but the payment of the user needs to be protected in a serious matter and should not allow anyone to access, but with only administrator. The position of a staff needs to have their level according to their knowledge and experience skill, which university should put note on it. So that will be the easier for staff to go to their designated problems in their areas. And as you see that in the right hand side for the severity rating, the higher it is 3, which is moderated, though it's not that much high risk, but we need to keep in mind that it's really important. So next slide is for the recommendation. So we all talk about the system, and from the survey, we came out with so many things that university doesn't have and have in their system. So for the recommendation, as you see there in the side in the left right hand side, there is severity rating. To be more to summarize it, that this is the risks that we are facing right now, and there is a solution I come up with that we can able to change it. So for the internet access, of course, as we see that only the PC has that request. PC can only have that much of priorities, but the Mac or other operating system doesn't have it. So we need to have a privilege for every operating system so that there will be less risks in our information security system. So changing of password, resetting the password for every users, it's really important because everybody has should we have a different password. If some of them get the same reset password, then there will be a problem and they can have access to their account. And the backup is one of the most important part in a security sector, because without backing up, the data can be lost or it can be corrupted, and we have to redo it again. That consume lots of time and money. So these are the things we need to more focus on the internal access control. Same way for the information security operation, the training of the employee of a campus must should be must, because without training and without knowing any information, they can able to handle what's going on in the system. So training is really important. The policies about the security risk management system in the IT for the university should be consistency, because every year changing. If they want to change it, then they should be discussed with the students and the staff to come out with some of the solution for the policies. So without informing anyone and telling policy will be kind of will be in a dark side for the security part. And for the incident, it's really excellent that they have really excellent documentation for the further use, but every incident is not covered accordingly, because they have a less staff and less manpower over there. If one of the person or one of the employee can be assigned to the incident report, then there will be more persuasive knowledge and persuasive report from the incidents, where the staff can able to future staff can able to understand it. The event monitoring and reporting, as I say, that it's very high risk, and it says four. We have to do the data backupping of, and the wireless network should be protected uh, seriously than any other network, because there are a huge number of students and staffs over there, and it's really big university, and you never know how and when the attacks will come in the system. For the application security, the manage the database files and resources, because database needs to be handled more properly and more clearly, because without because everything is set in the database and every log files are set over there. And if anyone can have access on the database system of the university, then it will be more problematic, and they will have a lot of access, and there will be data leakage, and it will be part of the cyber crime. So to protect from any kind of phishing emails, any kind of indirect or direct ways, we need to manage everything and make an authorized person for each of the department. For the physical security, I recommend is that I'm saying that we have to have a high security in a one area network and a public network areas, and always have to have a policies for a minimal damage in a system. For the governments, every employee and the staff, every staff, employee, and the student needs to know that what their job is and what are they doing it. If they don't know what they are doing, then they will not sure that to protect it from any kind of cyber crime or cyber attacks. So sharing knowledge to everyone to the security team would be more easier to protect from the risk management system, so that will not have any calls or any emails, phishing emails, that much that we are getting right now. For the audit and risk manager, I also told you that it's really high severity risk that needs to be do the immediate action, because everything is depend upon the tax. And as we know that they perform daily tax before after production, because in our university that doesn't happen at all. It happens sometimes, but not every time. So we need to have a test before for any production, so that there will be no loss of the money as well as the reputation. Uh, as I have experience on the company as a full-time developer, they use an agile methodology to check each and every step one by one, so that the client will not face any problem at all. So if we have an agile methodology process followed, then it will be more easier for the security team to deal with that kinds of questions, so that kind of question and answering from the clients. And always there should be a separate puzzle handling for the risk management system in a security part, because security is really important. Without security, there will be a lot of data loss, and hackers can able to hack our university system, and that would be worst case scenario. So the managing budget beforehand should be there, uh, before working to any of the system or any of the softwares. We always have to have a network scan, because if we don't scan our network, and there will be the viruses, there will be malware a lot, but we always need to scan every day in a daily basis. We always need to clean the computer, clean the system, so that the viruses will not be entering in our system and hacking up. So so these are the recommendations that I come up with for each of the system, and hope the survey rating will be low, and there will be no that much of problem, though there will be a lot of risks because there are so many things going on in university, but also we can have to control it. If we control the risk management, then we'll not face any kind of data loss, and there will no tension on that part of it, and the security will be really tight. So thank you all for my presentation. Hope you like it, and hope you like it. And if you have any more questions, then you can ask for it. So all the credit goes to the work plan assessment in information technology, which is done by MNSU, and the survey is really good. And it will hopefully it will show the bright future for the security team in the IT department and for all the students. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.